Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm going to be doing some more stitching in today's videos, and Spellbinders has come out with some stitched number dies. The numbers have a shadow piece that you can layer them onto, or you can use it without this piece right here. These numbers are about 2.5 inches tall. They're great for A2 sized cards or even some slimline cards if you want to use them on that. And the stitching on these go really fast. They also have a new stitched punctuation and symbols set. This is fun. I love this hashtag. You also get a question mark. And these, of course, have the shadow pieces too. You get an exclamation mark, a bracket, some quotations, and this cute @ symbol. So these are going to be nice foundational pieces to have in your set. So these are the older sets. This is called the Stitched Alphabet Collection. I don't have all of the letters yet. I'm slowly collecting all of these, but they have a cute and symbol. And then they also have the shadow pieces, as you can see. So I'm going to be making up 2 cards using these products. I'm also very excited to show you some of their new cardstock. You can find this in the Spellbinders online shop as of today. I love it when they come out with new cardstocks. They're beautiful heavyweight cardstocks. They're 100 pound. I like to cut up a page or 2 into A2 sized panels and keep them on my desktop. This yellow one is called Sun-Kissed, and it's a beautiful, bright, but not too bright yellow. And then we have Tuscan, which is kind of a mustardy yellow. Let me give you a close-up look at it, taken out of the plastic. Next, we have our beautiful soft gray called Fog. They have 2 other grays in the shop, and I'll show you those here in just a second, but this is the lightest of all of their grays. They also have a lunar gray and a silver fox, and then there is the fog gray on the top right. But this just fits in beautifully with their collection. This next one is called Peach Sorbet. It's a little bit darker than their Barely Peach, which I really love. This will be a beautiful color for the orange collection. And then they have a Velvet Rose. This is very similar to the Dusty Rose that the Fun Stamper's Journey offered, but this particular cardstock is more heavyweight. Again, it's 100 pound cardstock. And the last is Sage, and I don't have that one yet, but I'm going to be ordering it today. I also wanted to show you the Latte, which came out last month, which is a light chocolatey brown. It's so pretty. I also get to show you a few new die sets to the shop. I'll pull out an A2 size panel just to give you an idea of the size of these. So I have the Everlasting Circles, and this is the largest one in the set. And then this one is the Everlasting Squares. Let me pull this out. And the largest size is a 4 1/4 sized square. These are really nice sets to have in your stash. It's the kind of set I keep on my desk because I use it so often. So let's get into card number 1. I cut my pieces out with the Peach Sorbet cardstock, and I just wanted to show you the negative space too. It would look beautiful on a card as well. I'm going to do that sometime. I'm going to be stitching these in with some white embroidery floss, and I like to tape it on the back. Oftentimes I will cut out 2 panels and glue them together just to give them a little more stability. While you're stitching them, they can be kind of easy to bend, but this time I didn't. I just am using 1 layer. I start at the outside of the flower and then go down into the middle hole, and then just go all the way around the flower like so. And these just take up a few minutes to stitch in. There's not a whole lot of stitching going on, but they look beautiful on your cards, and it does provide some fun texture. So once I'm done stitching this first flower, I'll give you a close-up look at what the stitching looks like on these. And here it is all done. And I'm just going to keep on stitching I'm not going to cut my thread in between each flower. So this is going to be a birthday card. It's going to say happy birthday, and then I'll use the number 2 and the letter U. But I'll stamp out the happy birthday next using some Versamark ink. This is a clear sticky ink. I'm using a birthday set from last year, 2022, and it's called Happy Moments. It was the April Clear Stamp and Die of the Month Club. I'll link this set if it's still available, but I just like the look of these words, and it came, of course, with the dies. So once I melt the embossing powder, I'll let that cool for a second, and then I'll pull out the coordinating dies. Here's what the set looks like. I'm going to use a tissue just to buff off the anti-static powder, just making sure that they're completely dry. I have ruined cards or embossing like that before. I'll pull out a little bit of yellow tape and tape these dies in place, and here they are, ready to go on the card. The blue on this card is called Waterfall, and I cut that out with another Spellbinders mini slimline die. But I'm going to glue everything down onto the white card base now. And this card base measures 6 1/4 by 3 1/4. I used to make all of my mini slimline cards 3 1/2 by 6 1/2, but they would never fit into the standard envelopes. So I make them a little bit smaller so that I can use my envelopes. Of course, I could custom make an envelope for these, but I have a lot of these on hand, so I want to use them up. Next, I'll glue the number onto a white shadow piece. And then I can start attaching all of these cute elements to the card. I'll glue the U down first, and I'm allowing it to overhang off of the waterfall cardstock. And now for the 2. You could also pop these up with some foam strips or foam squares. The shadow piece helps a lot with that. And now for the birthday. I was going to use that exclamation mark that you see to the right, but there just wasn't enough room for it. So I'll have to save that for another project. Now for the happy. And again, it's going to kind of hang off the top of the light blue cardstock. I love this waterfall blue and peach sorbet cardstock together. Okay, so jumping ahead, I went ahead and added some florals to this using the Mini Blooms set. It's called Mini Blooms and Sprigs. I just wanted something small to put on the front of this card. It just needed a little something more. And then I added a few jet black pearls. And here is a close-up look at the first card. I love the black details with these pastel colors. It looks so pretty. On card number 2, I'm going full-on summertime cards. So my first light yellow that I have on my card base is called Chamomile Yellow, and it's a really pale, beautiful yellow. And then I'll add a piece of Tuscan over that. I have a little sun that came from another set. I'll show you that set in just a minute, but there's going to be a little sunshine at the top of this card and a few leaves. These look like summertime leaves to me. They look like something you'd see in Hawaii, so that's why I chose these. And I cut it out with fern green as well as a peridot green. And now I can glue down the fun letters. This time I'm not using the shadow piece. I'm gluing this first letter right down over the palm leaves. And now for the U. And I forgot to mention that these letters are from the Sun-Kissed cardstock. Before I glue down the N, I'll glue down another leaf. And the N I use as a U as well as an N. So the last 2 letters in that word are both the same die. I just flipped one of them upside down. And now for the exclamation mark. This, of course, I cut out with some black cardstock, and I used the same orange embroidery floss that I used on the fun letters. I'll glue this down flat. I was so happy when I learned that they were coming out with the stitched numbers, as well as the cute stitched punctuation and symbols to coordinate with all of the letters. And like I said, they don't take a lot of time to stitch, and they sure add a fun element onto your cards. So I used a really old Spellbinders die set. This came in one of their card kits of the month. I'll show you what it looks like at the end of this. But I cut out the letters for summer, and I'm just gluing those down flat on top of the fun. I'm using my tweezers just to kind of shift it into place. So I used a little bit of glitter pen on the sunshine and added some gold sequins. And here's a close-up look at card number 2. Isn't that just fun? Let me show you the sets now that I used to cut out the summer letters. So yeah, this was from a card kit a long time ago. And this palm leaf came from a large die of the month from last year's February club. But it's just fun to look in your stash, see what you have, and use it. This is a newer set called Rain or Shine. Came out a couple months ago. But it's really fun to pull in some of your older sets and mix and match them with the new sets that you have in your collection. I hope you enjoyed this look at some of the new products coming out today in the Spellbinders shop. I'll have all of the links listed for you in the description box below in case you want to check them out. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful crafty day. Take care, my friends. Bye.